In the stillness of the desert encampment, the Lord spoke again to Moses, giving laws to guard his people's holiness. For Israel was not like the nations. She was set apart, a people consecrated to the Lord. As the cloud of God's presence hovered over the tabernacle, he commanded that the camp itself be kept pure, so no uncleanness would defile the place where he dwelt. The Lord said to Moses, "Command the children of Israel that they put out of the camp everyone who is leprous, or has a discharge, or is defiled by contact with the dead." Men and women alike were to be removed until they were made clean again. This was not a punishment of cruelty, but a solemn reminder. God is holy, and no impurity can stand before his presence. According to Catholic theology, these laws foreshadow the reality that sin, like ritual uncleanness, separates the soul from the communion of the Church. As the Catechism teaches, sin sets itself against God's love for us and turns our hearts away from it. Just as Israel had to remove impurity, so we are called to confess our sins and be reconciled to God through the sacrament of penance. The Lord also spoke about offenses against one's neighbor. When a man or woman commits any sin that men commit by breaking faith with the Lord, and that person realizes his guilt, he shall confess his sin which he has committed. The wrongdoer had to confess the offense openly, make full restitution of what was stolen, add 1/5 more to compensate the loss, bring an offering of atonement. In this, God taught Israel that reconciliation required justice and reparation, not just words. In the New Covenant, the same principle holds true. Confession of sin, sacramental confession, contrition, true sorrow, satisfaction, making amends, absolution, God's forgiveness through the priest. This is why the Catechism says, absolution takes away sin, but it does not remedy all the disorders sin has caused. The sinner must still recover full spiritual health by doing penance. The Lord gave Moses an unusual law for cases where a husband suspected his wife of unfaithfulness but had no proof. He would bring her before the priest, who prepared holy water mixed with dust from the tabernacle floor. The woman would swear an oath of innocence. Then she would drink the bitter water. If she were guilty, the Lord himself would cause her body to suffer as a sign of her sin. If she were innocent, she would be unharmed and able to bear children. Though strange to our modern ears, this ritual demonstrated, God sees every hidden sin. Judgment belongs to him alone. The holiness of marriage demands fidelity and truth. Next, the Lord spoke of a special calling, the Nazirite Vow, a voluntary promise to consecrate oneself to God. Any man or woman could take this vow for a time. The Nazirite was to abstain from wine and anything from the vine, let hair grow long, a visible sign of dedication, avoid all contact with the dead, even family. If the Nazirite became defiled unexpectedly, the time of dedication began again. At the end of the vow, the Nazirite brought offerings, a lamb, a ewe, unleavened bread, and shaved the consecrated hair, placing it in the fire under the sacrifice. Samson, in the book of Judges, was consecrated as a Nazirite from birth. His strength was a sign of the Spirit of God upon him. According to Catholic tradition, the Nazirite vow prefigures the higher calling of consecrated life, monks, nuns, hermits, and all who offer themselves wholly to God. At the end of these laws, the Lord gave Moses a blessing for Aaron and his sons to speak over Israel, a blessing so beloved it is still prayed today. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. This blessing invoked God's protection, his favor, and his peace. In the liturgy, it is echoed in every blessing the priest pronounces over God's people. The Catechism teaches that the divine blessing was fully revealed in Jesus Christ, in whom God's face shines upon us forever. In these chapters, God showed Israel that holiness requires purity of body and soul. Reconciliation requires confession and restitution. Dedication to God can be total and visible. His blessing is more powerful than any curse or sin. May we too be purified, reconciled, consecrated, and blessed in the name of the Lord.